Alrighty, welcome everyone. This is the Fuck Calories podcast, where we are basically going to explain to you why we fucking hate calories and calorie counting. I'm Dr. Soleil. That's Dr. Sarah. Say hi, Dr. Sarah.
Hi.
And we just wanted to kind of start off by, telling you a little bit about ourselves. So, Dr. Sarah and I met all the way back in our first year of med school. So we go way back.
A long time ago.
Right? And it seems almost like yesterday, but we've been through a lot together, and we have taken different paths in medicine, but also have shared so many kind of similarities along the way, I think, and that's what's kept us together. And
Yeah.
currently, we are on different parts of the world, even, or different parts in different states. So I am Dr. Soleil, and I currently practice integrative and functional medicine in southeastern Minnesota. I have a private practice there. I originally did my residency in family medicine and have continued to move and practice medicine in different parts of the world in different states. And I currently find myself doing my functional and integrative in Southeast Minnesota, concentrating kind of in chronic Lyme, mold toxicity, hormone balancing, all sorts of goodness, right? That is happening. And Sarah, Dr. Sarah, what are you doing now?
I am a triple board certified, which means that I'm an OBGYN. I'm also board certified in complex family planning, and I'm also board certified in obesity medicine. Of all three of those fancy titles, I think probably my claim to fame that I'm most proud of is I'm on the TikTok sterilization list.
Yay!
Which means that if you want your tubes tied, I myself am child-free OBGYN. If you want your tubes tied, I will do so without asking how many children you have, what your partner thinks, or how old you are. So that's my little claim to fame. But I think the reason why we're doing this podcast is because there's so much mantra in our society about calories in, calories out, and that is totally not that's not how you end up in this body size that you are. And I think you and I have both experienced it.
Mhm.
And so we're going to talk about what the fuck is going on and what we can really do to impact our lives.
Yeah, I am so excited that um you are triple board certified. I'm only double. Y'all. I like bow down to Sarah, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so good. Because I did, yes, board certified family medicine and integrative medicine. And then I was gonna go for a third, and I was like, you know what? I'm tired. And then Sarah tells me, she's like, I just did it. I got my third. And I was like, girl, for you. And we threw a party. But
Okay,
yes,
but tell
that
me,
is
what is
so
integrative
impressive.
medicine?
Oh, sure. So integrative medicine takes both allopathic, which is Western medicine, and evidence-based alternative or Eastern practices that we used to think of or consider as woo-woo, right? And so I talk a lot with my patients about integrating yoga practice and meditation and nutraceuticals, supplements, nutrition advice, fitness, whatever it is that's not just pharmaceuticals or surgeries or, things like that. Now, what I love about it is that combines those two worlds together. So I'm really able to help everyone no matter where they're at. I meet them right where they're at.
Yeah.
And then functional medicine is a little bit more about getting to the root cause of the problem and trying to suss things out and trying to take care of it so it no longer becomes, right, a problem. And if we can get you off maybe medications that you no longer need because, oh my gosh, I used to be on a sleep medicine, but I fixed X, Y, and Z, and now I sleep great throughout the night. That's
Yeah,
one less thing you got to worry about, right? So,
that's so awesome.
yeah, so that's my passion now.
And I
But
think the two of us together with like this surgical side, the physiologic side, the Eastern side, the integrative side, I think we make such a impactful combo in
yes,
kicking ass to take care of our patients and then also our audience.
absolutely. And I think, and that's what's so great is like we are so different and yet so similar, right? And I'm like, oh my gosh, tell me about your day. And then you're like, I did surgery. And I'm like, I told someone how to stretch. Like, you know what I mean? It just could not be more different.
Yeah.
But
We
it's
are so
really
different, but
exciting.
we've had so many similar paths as far as like the walks of life that we've been through, some of the trauma experiences that we've been through, our interaction with our own medical communities, and how we feel about body size and society and body positivity, and how all of those integrate into who we are. And I think that we actually have like a whole lot in common and a lot of shared
Absolutely.
experience.
Yes. And so as we, I think, go through these podcast episodes, we're going to dive a little bit deeper into those backgrounds and what we've experienced. But yeah, the fact that we're two physicians that have a medical background but still experience some of these things in society and culture that other women and other people just in all all walks of life have to deal with in the medical field is frustrating, because you'd
Yeah.
think I'd be able to walk in somewhere and be like, listen, I'm a physician, I understand X, Y, and Z, but like, treat me like a human. And they're like, open up their chart, they're like, well, let's discuss your BMI. And I'm like, seriously?
Yeah.
So we're definitely going to get into that.
Yeah.
What other things do you think we should get into kind of in different episodes? What are you foreseeing?
Yeah, so I think that a bunch of things on that topic. I think we need to talk about why calories aren't the only part of the story, and in fact, in a lot of patients and a lot of people, they actually make up a very minor part of the conversation. And to that end, there's a lot of really amazing new pharmaceuticals that we're going to talk about. And then I think also you and I both are kind of involved in a lot of fitness spaces, and me has having lived in a plus size body my whole life, I think there's a lot of societal assumptions about what I
Mhm.
do and don't do in my free time, and what I do and don't do have on my plate, and what I do and don't do for fitness and for fun. And so I think that I think talking about a lot of those, I think, is going to be really enlightening, and then also hopefully bring a sense of, like, even though I'm a physician and even though I have all this background, I still get treated these ways.
Right.
And so I think that that'll be really impactful for our audience.
Yes. I think that is probably going to be the most eye-opening, because a lot of people just don't even think about it, right? Because they think, oh, well, you're a doctor, you get, used to this all the time. And I'm like, no, we get treated the exact same way, right?
Yeah,
Where you walk in and all they want to talk to you is about your weight. And I'm like,
great.
well, I
Yeah,
came in because I have blurry vision. And they're like, it's because of your weight. And I'm like,
yeah,
okay. Like,
yeah, yeah,
but we'll definitely get into that. And then I think talking a little bit about our current health journey, our previous health journeys, why they've kind of come and gone. I mean, there's so many different aspects that go into that. And we're going to, I think, talk also about what we've learned along the way, both personal, right? Trying to do our own biohacking, what we've learned in medical school, but also what the new science is showing. And so, what is really awesome is that there's new studies and new studies coming out kind of all the time that give us more answers and where to look and what's been happening. And so bringing that to our audience, but while we get to discuss it and what does it actually mean. And a lot of media likes to see a journal article, right? And then they go, oh, it means this, it means you can drink as much red wine as you want because it's got resveratrol. And I'm like, yeah, but let's talk about alcohol content, y'all. This is
yeah.
all it, right?
And we could get that from blueberries.
Yes, exactly. And I was like, it's not all about clickbait titles, but
Yeah,
that's what's grabbing people. And so I think we're
yeah,
going to talk a lot about that too, and kind of explaining what the medicine actually means and what does it mean for our lifestyles and what we
yeah,
actually want to incorporate and what we don't. But I think that also makes us very passionate, and why we call our podcast Fuck Calories, right?
yeah,
Because
yeah,
some things just don't matter as much as they told
yeah.
us they would.
And at the end of the day, I'm a person, I'm a human, I'm not a math equation. This calories in, calories out
Yes.
is so fucked up.
Yeah.
And it should be out of everyone's mantra and vocabulary, and it is like not accurate. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because there's so many different aspects, right? I'm like, don't even get me started on like hormones and how
Yeah.
those play into it, because I just won't stop. And
Yeah.
that's for another episode.
Yes.
But this intro, it talks, we just wanted to like, yeah, introduce our Fuck Calories podcast. And you'll be seeing us a lot more because all of those topics that we kind of discussed, we want to take a little topic and then expand on them without going into, I think, so much detail that we bore you. So we're going to try and keep it topical, short, but also interactive. So if you guys ever have things or topics or questions, we'd love to hear them. We have a YouTube channel, right? Fuck Calories. We made a Facebook page. We have an Instagram page. We will shortly be on TikTok once Sarah and I can figure out TikTok. I'm a huge fan of TikTok. I just don't know how to make them yet.
We
And
are elder millennials.
yes, but I will figure it out because it is it's such a fascinating app. And I just have my ADHD brain just like, oh my gosh, I'm addicted, right? These dopamine hits like every 10 seconds, I get something new and I want to be a part of it. And so it's so exciting. But yeah, that is about us and what this new adventure for Sarah and I it's gonna hopefully look like. But yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Well, I'm excited to get going, and thanks so much for taking the time today.
Alrighty, we'll see you guys in the next episode.